One of my favorite hobbies is when I speak to a Sai devotee, I try to gather from them how did they first come to Bhagwan. Those recollections. You see, when they recollect that incident, that first instance when their eyes fell on Bhagwan, you can see that rekindling of a connection that was perhaps lying dormant for ages, for centuries. And then suddenly Bhagwan comes and rekindles that flame. That's a very, very sacred moment. And I absolutely love to ask people, how did you first come to Bhagwan? And that's perhaps why I found myself one day, more than 2 decades back, sitting in a room in Prashanthi Nilayam. I had come as part of the Hyderabad youth group. We were doing seva in the canteen. And one evening after our seva, we went back to our room, and I asked one of them, like, how did you first come to Bhagwan? The name of this youth group member was Haji Ali, and he had a very, very interesting story to tell. You see, the first time when Haji Ali made his way to Prashanthi Nilayam was completely by accident. He had started out from Hyderabad with a group of his friends as a cycling group, lost his way somewhere near Anantapur, and turned up at Prashanthi Nilayam thinking that this is where his group is. He comes there, looks around, finds none of his friends, and then he tells somebody, I've come from Hyderabad. Do you know anybody from Hyderabad over here? And they said, yes, we are members of the Hyderabad youth group. Come join us. And in fact, that afternoon, Swami had called them for Pad Namaskar in the Kulwant Hall. So, Haji Ali went, sat along with the Hyderabad youth over there, and then saw, for the first time, he saw Swami in his life. And Swami was making his way to where the youth group was sitting. And that's when his heart started beating fast. Because he realized that actually he's not a member of this group. He doesn't belong there. And the first time that Bhagwan sees him, his Swami says, what are you doing here? Get out. That was the fear that struck him. And he saw Bhagwan, actually coming towards him, and he was really paralyzed with fear. And as Bhagwan came near, he realized that, Swami had something in his hand. His fist was closed. And he came near Haji Ali and he opened that fist. And, as Swami does, if he opens his hands like that, a sea of hands will suddenly rise up to receive Bhagwan's prasadam. And Haji Ali's was just one such hand. And suddenly he felt something drop into his palm. And then Swami moved on. When he opened his palm, what did he see? He saw there was a small piece of clove that Swami had dropped in his hand. Now, he saw that and immediately broke into tears. The reason was that in their particular sect, this act had a lot of significance. That if somebody offers you a clove in your hand, it means that from then on, there is an unbreakable, lifelong relationship between these two people. And Swami at that moment created exactly that. Very, very significant, which should have been understood only by him. You see, now, this is the reason why I'm so interested in collecting such stories. How did you first come to Bhagwan?